Hi guys, welcome to the exciting Graphic Communication A-Level programme. My name is Adrian Beasley, Head of Graphics at Lewes College, and I'll be taking you through a quick overview of the course. So let's begin. To help you prepare for the new academic year, a Google Classroom has been set up. There is also a Google site which you should visit very often as a summer project and instructions and regular content will be uploaded. Normally we would see you guys in the studio. The studio culture gives the exciting opportunity to collaborate not only with world-leading design agencies, but the freedom to explore and initiate your own creative practices in a more professional manner. The studio culture empowers students to develop your own signature work, ranging from, in this case, the anthropomorphic brand identity, managing huge data systems into a more fluid information flow, expressing graphic design principles in an individual way, to even developing a personal range of bespoke jewellery. A key component of the first year is the mandatory collaboration with world-leading design agencies. You will present to these agencies such as product design company Colt, C, who not only produced the BBC Two ident, but the special effects for Guardians of the Galaxies and Blade Runner 2049. But also the world's #1 information design company called Signal Noise. Alongside these live student projects is of course the underpinning of graphic design history, and you look at Dadaism and the rejection of reason and logic, irrational and shock, and making anti-art, to Russian constructivism, to the Soviet state being born from revolution, and designers rejecting the personal and expression of art. All the way through to the 1990s and the cult of the ugly. The notion of the new vernacular of the digital environment, where artwork was degenerated and accident and imperfections were absolutely celebrated. Let's hear from the students.
Hi, my name is Jet Woodgate. I'm here in my personal studio to talk about my experience on the A-Level Graphic Communication course at East Sussex College, Lewes. I began the course in the first year, in which we split off into small groups, and we were tasked with branding ourselves into a design agency, and from there we began collaborating with industry professionals to fulfil briefs for high-end clients. The second is called the personal investigation. Personal investigation is effectively a blank canvas brief, which encourages the concept of design authorship and exploration into concepts of one's own choice. I personally chose to brand an exhibition which celebrates the core aspects of design itself. Choice, I developed skills in 3D modelling as well as 3D printing, producing tickets for the event. I developed my skills in photography, shooting images not only for the book I produced and however the posters. I learnt basic motion graphics as well as producing textile work, producing merchandise for my exhibition.
Of course, within the subject itself is the subject specialisms of what you're being taught. We encourage you to explore not only using, perhaps going back historically and then using digital means to capture it, but we also look at motion graphics. We look at 3D product design, digital manipulation within Photoshop, fashion photography and fashion in general, fashion branding. But also moving away from the digital realm with the computers, we look at photography, digital illustration, model making, screen printing, even wire-form typography. Welcome to Graphic Communication.
Welcome to Fine Art at Lewes. Normally we would be having an introductory class around now, and you would come into our fine art classroom and do something practical. Because of the COVID pandemic, we can't do that, but we have to meet up online instead. What we can do though is see some of the student working videos, and then you can go to the Google Classroom link and see more guides, videos and help and ideas with doing practical things like drawing and painting to help you get ready for a good start in September. This is the code for the Fine Arts Google Classroom, 6G47LW6. Just go to classroom.google.com and then look for the plus sign. Enter the code and you're in. I'm going to be posting something to this classroom most days, such as a link to an online resource, something interesting, a video on how to work with materials. It might be how to draw accurately using measuring, or how to work through layers of colour. There will be plenty for you to look at, so make sure you get that link and visit the classroom. I will put the link up again at the end of this part of the video. Now, before the lockdown, we started making a video about fine art and other creative subjects at the college. Let's have a look at part of that video now, the part about fine art, and then we'll come back and have a look at some of the student work that was made recently, and also have a quick look around this fine art room. At Lewes, we've got a tremendous set of teachers, and that's one of our great strengths. So we've got subject experts in each area who have got industry experience of working in their area, sometimes as artists, sometimes as designers, sometimes as filmmakers, and many of them have had success in their area as independent photographers or video makers or as actors, people working in the industry, and they bring that experience and that passion for their subject to working with you when you apply with us. So if we have a look at some of the paintings that have been done in this room, this is Fine Art AS, and these paintings were actually painted upside down, because working upside down is a way that students can learn how to distance themselves from the image and then produce something that is structurally much more developed and much more integral to what they want. It's a trick that artists have used, or a technique that artists have used for hundreds of years, but you've probably never heard about it or never thought about doing it before. And that's the kind of inside information that you will get as a skill, as a teaching experience when you come to this college. I think confidence is one of the real things that's most difficult for young people, and we make sure at Lewes, whether you're doing fine art, whether you're doing graphics, whether you're doing art and design, whether you're doing photography, drama theatre studies, media, dance, performing arts, music, whatever, all of our creative subjects, you're going to get someone that's going to work with you one-to-one and give you that encouragement and support to really be the best you can be.
Well, in the first few days of being in art, I felt very overwhelmed by it all. Everyone was incredible, and I just felt like I hadn't got the same amount of experience. So I was quite scared, nervous by it all. But I spoke to Andrew, and he said that everything's fine, and I will find my niche and what I enjoy to do, and I have. It's been amazing. I've enjoyed. I found landscape. It was very shocking. Got an A in my first year, so yeah, I did not expect that at all, considering how nervous I was at the start of the year. And seeing my work in the art gallery in Hastings was incredible, because I've never had an experience like that before. So just seeing my art on the wall was, yeah, it was a really proud moment.
It's a large painting, and you need to step back to look at it, And if you look around this room, you can see that we've got plenty of space to look at work. You can always step back, you can always have a look at it. We've got easels and we've got large boards and we've got plenty of room for you to work on so that you can see your work and see it from a distance. And that really helps you. It's a very well lit room. We've got skylights and we've got big windows and we've got a sink and we've got all the resources that you need, but most of all we've got plenty of space. And this room can get quite full and busy when we have really big paintings being worked on in here. But most of the time you can come in here and you can come in here outside of lessons and you can see what you want to do and work on your own work in your own time.
Hi, so welcome to AS Fashion and Textiles. This is the classroom that you'll be working in shortly. As you can see, there's lots of great equipment to hand, got a heat press and plenty of sewing machines. I just want to point out, obviously we're working online now, so if you could write down this class code where we'll be welcoming you online to Google Classroom. What techniques will you learn in Year 1? So you might come with a knowledge of knitting, for example. However, we would encourage you to use different materials. It might be that your subject matter is slightly interesting. Like this, for example. Weave, again, we may encourage you to use plastics instead of material or paper to produce innovative, interesting results. This is a yarn bomb experiment with a bicycle wheel. Felting, again, using felt to create interesting, innovative three-dimensional sculptures. It might be, for example, a headpiece, a fascinator, or some sort of other body adornment that you might make. We'll be encouraging you to look at both hand embroidery and machine embroidery. That might make an interesting garment or a lampshade, for example, or an interior piece. It might be something more sculptural and more fine art based. So it could be that you're producing work for an installation and thinking about the space in which your fabric piece is situated. Print. So you'd be looking at repeat patterns. You might be looking at repeat patterns through wallpaper. And maybe that might be applying your patterns to fabric. This is a piece that's actually been used for lino cuts rather than screen printing. This is applied to a bag. This is printed and stitched wallpaper, so it's combining techniques. We'll also be looking at dyes and how you apply those dyes to your fabric. Natural dyes, like rust dyeing. This is a second year student's work who combined knitting with dyeing with natural leaves. This is the type of sophistication that we want you to work towards, combining these techniques that you will learn in your first year to produce something truly outstanding in your second year. Fabric manipulation. So manipulating fabric to become 3D. As you can see, this student has used the use of traditional smocking to to produce a honeycomb kind of structure. This student has used steam shibori, so not stitching, but through the use of steam, to produce three-dimensional pieces. You'll also be learning how to evidence your inspiration, for example, through primary and secondary research. And you'll be learning fashion illustration, so how to take your two-dimensional designs and create a really outstanding three-dimensional piece, like this piece by a second year student who was looking at military fashion. You'll be using the photography studio to show off your work, to model your creations. You may then be asked to display your work in a show, like this one. So we look forward to seeing you very soon online. Until September, please stay safe.
Hello, I'm James Tobias. I am the Art and Design Subsidiary and Extended Diploma Coordinator at East Sussex College, Lewes. I've only been given 5 minutes to give you a quick overview into the full-time Art and Design course. So let's start. So what is it? It is a vocational qualification at level 3 for students over 16. It's designed with the workplace in mind and provide a high-quality alternative to A-levels. Vocational education is not just about results, it's about educating people in the knowledge and skills required for employment and for the community as a whole. It's about developing the behaviours and attributes needed to progress and to succeed in education and in work. So how is it structured? Well, the subsidiary diploma is the first year of your study and it's made up of 9 units. This is an equivalent of 1.5 A-levels. The extended diploma is the second year of your study and is also made up of 9 units, and successful completion of this will give you the full 3 A-levels. There is no external assessment to this qualification, i.e. no exam. However, you cannot cherry pick. You have to be prepared and willing to do all 18 units, work hard and show us how creative you really are. So what do we learn? Well, the first year is all about increasing your knowledge, skills and understanding of art and design. Whereas if you did a single A-level art and design related subject, you'd only learn specifically about it. On this course, you're allowed to learn, explore, develop, create and evaluate with an extensive range of disciplines in art and design. Following your induction, which is our way of easing you into the course and for you to get to know each other, you'll undertake a series of modules in these disciplines and you'll be encouraged to experiment and use 2D and 3D materials, techniques and processes. Underpinning all this work is cultivating a broad critical appreciation into the work of others. There is a code in the bottom right hand corner of this slide and it will be on the last slide of this presentation. It's your online classroom. By signing up to it, you'll have access to a wide range of useful resources, including class handouts, PowerPoint presentations, project briefs, a course calendar, as well as having a forum for you to share with each other your progression and development. In the second year, you'll be increasingly guided and allowed to focus on personal areas of interest, development and growth. There are 3 projects. There's 1 design project, 1 fine art project, and then the last project is called the final major project. This is your chance to produce and showcase a highly personal outcome as you get to write the brief yourself. You'll notice that each project has an exhibition attached to it. This is to ensure that your work is seen by a wider and larger audience. You'll also learn about how art and designers work professionally. This will involve you writing reports and producing case studies. You'll be required to listen and participate in presentations and interviews. And to get you ready for the next chapter in your lives, you'll prepare a portfolio and design a website. We want to support you towards a possible future career in the creative industry. So, there are 8 lessons a week. That means 12 hours of contact time. But we also expect you to do a minimum of 12 hours independent study. Finally, you'll be required to do 30 hours work experience. This may involve the whole class working collaboratively on an external enterprise, or it could be organised and arranged individually to suit your own needs. The next series of slides showcase some of the outstanding work that's been done by students who have studied on this course. This slide contains some wonderful examples of drawing, whereas this slide has some excellent painting work. You'll also explore and experiment with 3D techniques and processes, using traditional and non-traditional materials. This slide is a site-specific outcome at Charleston Farmhouse. In the second year, this class had to create a sculpture trail. It was a highly successful venture, and a few students ended up appearing on television when they were interviewed by the BBC. This slide shows 5 students who undertook a work experience at the Royal Alexandra Children's Hospital in Brighton. They were commissioned to design and paint a mural for the A&E corridor. The course also encourages you to think and work like a designer, whether you're designing body adornments, or a piece of furniture, or as with this slide, a stage set for a production at the Royal Opera House. This annual design change has been the source of much success and adulation, many of our students picking up awards and having their work exhibited in London. We also do fashion textiles, and again you can see the wide range of materials, techniques and processes that the students are encouraged to use. Photography is another module. You'll learn both chemical and digital ways of working, so you're confident either in the darkroom or working with Photoshop. The final set of slides contain examples of graphic communication outcomes, whether it's a logo, or a magazine cover, or a poster that has an animated promo. Or a book jacket with inside illustrations. Or whether you're just illustrating an event or issue. Students are often given the challenge of responding to a client brief, or planning and preparing for an exhibition. Finally, it's really nice to get out of college once in a while, so we organise trips and visits. These will either be local, or if the opportunity arises, we like to go overseas. So, it's now over to you. You need to get organised. Get yourself a portfolio, get some art equipment. Get ready, get a sketchbook, and let's start. Sign up to the Google Classroom and you'll find the summer task. Hope it inspires you to do some great work. I look forward to meeting and working with you all in September.
Welcome to the UAL Level 2 Diploma course in Art and Design at Lewes College. This course is a really good opportunity to get a broad introduction to working in art and design. It's a platform from which you can see which area you want to progress to, whichever one you'd like to specialise in, or somewhere where you can just find out more about art and design. If you enjoy doing art and design, this is the place to come. You don't have to have any particular qualifications to join this course, except for one. You just have to be enthusiastic and want to give art and design a go. We will give you all of the opportunities and skills you need to take part and to do well on this course. We will take you through basic drawing and printing and painting, as well as moving into 3D work. As well as all this, you can try your hand with graphic design and some fashion elements. The way things work is like this. First of all, we introduce you to drawing. And if you don't have much confidence in drawing, don't worry. We will show you everything you need to do to take part. We will try out different media, such as working with pencils, chalk, charcoal, and other ways and other different things that you can use, such as different kinds of materials to make drawings. As well as looking at drawing and then moving into printmaking and painting, We will show you the way that different artists have worked in the past. We will introduce you to a range of artists and designers so that you get an understanding of what possibilities there are and see how people have worked in the past and what you can learn from looking at their work. After this, we will take you through different specialist units and assignments. For example, we'll be working in graphics, possibly working with computer software like Photoshop and Illustrator. Then, we'll take you on to other units like 3D, where you'll make real, solid objects. We'll be working with colour, where you'll make pictures by cutting and gluing things together, as well as combining other media techniques. By this time, you will have tried everything. Christmas, possibly a little bit after Christmas. At this point, you will go into the final assignment, which is called the FMP, and that means the final major project. On the final major project, what you have to do is set your own assignment. You choose the media, you choose the area that you enjoyed the most, and you make a project about the subject that interests you the most. For the FMP, you are in charge. You set the agenda. You decide what you want to do. This is the last and final assignment, and this is the project on the course which will determine what kind of grade you get. So the kind of grade that you can work towards is the one that you want. Don't worry, even at the FMP we will still give you lots and lots of help and advice to make sure you can do the best that you possibly can and that you can achieve a really good grade. All the way through the course, the key character of the UAL Level 2 Diploma in Art and Design is all about support, help and guidance for you to explore and enjoy art and design. It's about starting with an instruction to get you going. It's about giving you an introduction to get you to move through specialist units towards the final point, the FMP, where you determine what you want to do. It's all about giving you a really good platform that will help you then decide where your special interest lies for the next step on your journey into art and design.